morning, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Voles, Profits Unlimited, coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. Oh, my goodness. We got a great show planned for you guys today. Hope you got a great day going. We have got a great day going here in Louisville, Kentucky. The weather is outstanding. Just don't know if it could be any better. Low humidity, nice sunny day. Don't know how to act. I mean, I don't know. We just we haven't had too many of these days. So yeah, we're having a great weather day. Looks like we got a great stretch of weather coming our way. So that's always good. Hope you guys are having a great day. Got started off to a great day, hopefully for you. And even if it didn't, hopefully it's turned into a pretty good day. I got a story I'll share with you, a couple different things today, but yeah, we got a good story. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make me a note. It just popped in my mind. It just happened this morning, but I'm gonna share it with you guys and get y'all's opinion on that too. But see what y'all think about it. But it's one of those factor fictions, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Your all's opinions matter for sure. Absolutely. But can you believe it? Here we are. We rolling into hump day again, and July 2nd already. Can y'all believe it? I mean, here we roll. And the beat rolls on, right? If you had one chance, one opportunity, would you take it? Or are you just going to let it slip away? So I don't think any of us listening here on Turfs Up Radio have got the mindset of letting it slip away. I mean, not intentionally, right? I'm not going to let an opportunity slip. Although I have been known to do that. I've had made that mistake where you're like, oh man, should have done that. But that's why I like playing this as my intro song. If you had one shot, one opportunity, I get a daily reminder, listening to this that, hey, don't miss an opportunity. And sometimes we don't see something right away as an opportunity when the reality of it is absolutely it is a decent opportunity coming our way. So Kyle made it back. Kyle's back in the office today. Woohoo! From his Montana trip with his family. They had a good trip and lot of hiking and whatnot. Yeah. So, anyways, Kyle, what time's that appointment today you got? So, Kyle's got a 1 o'clock appointment this afternoon, going to see a landscape lighting prospect, and he's looking forward to that. Going to be a good guy to talk to on that. So he's looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that. Also, we get to go pick our truck up. Are they called our truck that we had in for an oil change and some new tires is on the launching pad and ready. So yeah, we'll go get that, and I don't know. We might still be able to get that bad boy out on the road. What do you think, Daniel? Think we?
Hopefully so, right?
Yeah.
I think. Hopefully.
We'll holler at Jeopardy, see if she's good to roll in, and we'll get that. So, hey, Kyle. By the way, I'm talking to Kyle, but you guys can engage in this conversation. You want to text Jeopardy and see if she's good to come in? Tell her we got her truck, and we'll see if she's good for that. There's Darren. I knew he was waiting for my show to come on before he'd do this to me. So we'll answer. We're just going to tell him he cannot hijack my show. All right, let's see. Darren Gruner, what's going on this morning?
Good morning. I saw that you called me earlier today.
Yeah, well, I told Daniel you'd wait till I got on my show and call me so you could get, holler at my show. Thanks for calling me back, though.
Geez, I'm so sorry.
It's always good to get the king on my show.
Funny, I'm just looking out. I had a meeting today with Billy Deal from the landscape show in Orlando at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm kind of like I barely even slept last night. Not because of that,
yeah,
I don't know.
Just didn't have a good night last night. I hear you. That happens every once in a while. No, I was calling the Kyle. We were going to FaceTime you for a minute and get your opinion on a landscape job, is what it was. Not a landscape lighting job, actually. He's got an appointment today to go see somebody, and we were going to get your opinion on it. But he reached out to Greg at the cast, so
okay.
So we knew we had to get to an expert. So, we thought we'd roll your way. And then I thought, well, heck, he's busy. So Kyle says, well, here, I'll just text Greg. So I don't know if Greg's followed up with him yet or not. But, oh, yeah, he has. Yeah. So he was talking to him. But, yeah, it's just about going across the front porch, a big mansion, if you will, lighting up, the front, going across, say, a 60 to 70-foot concrete porch, if you will,
Wow.
and light, getting some uplights on that. So since I got you on the phone, man, let's talk about it, for a second. You got a minute?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the process on that? Or would you do it with downlighting? What's your opinion?
Well, depends on the access, right? It depends on how you want to do it. Remember, sometimes you don't want if it's on a porch and you're going to be walking by it, somehow you don't want light shining up on your face. So you might want to just light that area up with moonlighting. Depending on the application. I don't know. I would need to know more specifics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We don't really know yet. We hadn't been there. Like I said, Kyle's going this afternoon, but he's
Okay.
like, we're going to need to light the front of this house up, and so that was just,
Like if you're talking, like say your house, right? Say you
no,
have
no,
a
it makes my house look like the peasant's home.
well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no, seriously.
We're not going to go down that road.
Seriously, this guy's in this guy's probably in a $5-6 million home, maybe 3 or 4 million. I don't know. He's in a really nice estate section. Okay.
Yeah.
And, big home. So.
No, I got you. Well, listen, just listen here. This is important. We're about to, we just designed a property. It's probably the job's going to probably be about $3 million, the landscape job, between the koi pond in the back and the gazebos and all the driveway in the front. It's a huge driveway, but we have to light it all up.
Sorry, Darren. I was telling Daniel or Kyle to turn turfs up on over there at his desk so he can hear your answer to this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but remember, it's not about the fixture. I don't charge per fixture.
No.
We're not talk.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk fixtures. We're just worried about lighting it up. We got the whole sales process down. Trust me. We just we need the help on how to light it. How to light it.
You haven't seen it yet, right?
The house, yes. Well, Kyle,
Kyle Googled,
not in person. Kyle Googled the house and brought it up.
Oh wow! Well, let's give me that opportunity. Let me Google it now too. So can you text me the address so I can pick it? You don't want to say it online, but text me the address and I'll look at it.
Okay. All right.
Can you send me a link to that? Ask Daniel to send me a link.
Yeah. Kyle, I have the address over there. To the 561. I heard
studio number. Yeah.
You got Darren's 561, right?
Yeah.
Kyle, you got Darren's phone number, don't you? The 561. He's got it. Kyle might not have your updated deal.
Tell him to go to turfsubradio.com. The studio number is right on the front page.
Okay. He's texting you the address now.
Okay, because I'd like to look at it.
Yeah.
See. Yeah, that's real. It's cool. Yeah, obviously the whole idea. This is great when you have a project like that. It's not about like you said. You got your sales process down. It's about how to light it up and you want to you don't necessarily have to do every other every 10 feet of fixtures. You can do. There's some amazing moonlighting you can do from if you got tall trees or tall buildings or like you can put you can mount the fixtures in great spots and give nice ambiance, nice lighting, and make sure you use the right bulbs, and you want it, and the colors all have to match, and the beam angles, and it's insane. So yeah, I can't wait to see what it's going to look like. Can't wait to see what the house looks like.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be a nice little project for sure. So we just you've helped us quite a bit, Kyle. So Kyle sent that your way, the address to the 561 thing, the phone number.
All right, as soon as I get that, I'll maybe it's on.
But other than that, what's going on? What's going on exciting?
Nothing. I'm excited about my show today coming up at 11 a.m. I hope that you're not going to be mad at me. Well, I tell you what, this is what I did was I wanted to build a show about what landscapers talking about, right? Because you seem to be, like you and I are always on the same page. You feel like, I'm stealing. I feel like I'm stealing your ideas, but the thing is that we actually have that same mindset, right?
Right.
So I said, I'm not going to do that to you today. So I changed the perspective. And today our show is going to be about what homeowners really want, what they're really searching for, and then how we can adjust, our what we're trying to portray ourselves as, like what are we doing? What kind of services are we selling to match up to what they're really looking for? Sometimes we think, oh, well, this is my service. This is what I should be promoting only. Not saying that you should be changing your business model, but what are the top trends of what people are actually looking for to make it an easy transition to sell,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It'd be interesting to hear the things that doing some research. I didn't realize that some of the stuff that's on there is what people are really looking for.
Nice. Hey, did you get that text yet? She should have it by now. Okay.
I didn't come to my computer. I usually have that. I got it on my phone now.
Oh, so you can get your text on your computer
with a Mac, yes.
Yeah, my Apple that's connected.
Oh,
yeah.
Daniel's said with a Mac. See, that's because I tried a Mac, man.
You didn't truly try it though.
Well, I bought
one. Yes, that's what I'm not. You bought a Mac. Then he gave it away.
Yeah. But anyways,
I don't know. Maybe that's in here now. Here, I got it now. So let me put it in. Let me put it in. I'm going to put it on the computer. For some reason, it's not connecting right away. It takes a little bit of time for my text to go to my computer from my cell phone for some strange reason. Okay. I changed the outgoing message because I changed it to the studio number. So I changed the outgoing message and it didn't want to change for some reason. I don't know what's going on with the technology.
Technology's fine when it works,
That's in Louisville, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let me look at this. Ooh. Oh my God. Listen, this is insane.
Darren's gonna be coming down.
Listen, get this job. You know why you should get this job? Not because of the money and because this is a great learning, like going to the next level. It's a great learning experience.
Yeah, that's what we knew. This is be something different for us, So
wow, you have so many cool opportunities. God, you got so many cool opportunities here. Yeah. Oh my God. I'd like to see what it looks like. You know what you should do? You really should take a look at it, what it looks like at night. I guarantee you when they have the house lit up in the windows, you're going to, you don't want to be redundant on the outside. Remember, you want to work with the light inside the house, not against it, right?
Okay.
Or not in replace of, because these people, when you have homes like this, they usually have lights in the windows, or if they don't, it's a great opportunity for you to combine your inside lights with outside, and you can recommend some lights inside, because I can see these arched windows lit up from the inside would be gorgeous. Just the glow. You've seen pictures like that before,
right?
Yeah, but you can do some amazing stuff. I'd love to see what this looks like at night. I'd love to see. And they called you up just for lighting?
Yeah. So
they have some dead people on the front lawn, I think.
Yeah, they very well could. They just hadn't disposed of them yet. we're gonna. I think they're probably gonna be Italian when we get there.
Thanks.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, but or maybe a senator. Maybe you're dealing. Maybe this is like a congresswoman or man or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do some amazing stuff with this.
It'd be nice. It'd be a nice project to get if we can get it. So
you can. See those coins on the side of the house? That's something that you can't get from inside the house. The lights. So you definitely light those up. There's you have something that fixture that looks like a 5-pound piece or something on the peak of the house. That's something that you can light up. Like you want all the textures. You want to use the low voltage lighting to light up, and then that wall that's in the front. That's a beautiful wall. It looks like 5-pound posts That's it. That's those type of things you want to enhance, and that will work really well with the lighting from inside the house too.
He said
Gorgeous.
he's got a $1,200 budget. Do you think we can do it?
Oh my God.
He doesn't own the home then.
No.
He's probably the hired help. he
No,
probably lives in the back.
No, he just said he wants his house to look good. So we'll see, right?
I would look at a budget of probably if it depends. You're going to use cast lighting, right? And
Yeah.
he may not want color, but you could still. I would, if I were you, I would try to use the Bluetooth fixtures because you can change the Kelvin easily, even from warm white to bright light. Especially you want to remember you're going to want to match any lighting that's inside the house, and in order to do that, that Bluetooth fixture will do it for you. It'll match the Kelvin. Like it just the Kelvin. Make sure, like say you have it's white bright. You see white bright light, right? If you put a warm light fixture bulb outside, it's going to conflict with that bright light that's on the house. You want to match it. So that's what's really important. So that's why you need to see what it looks like at night. Don't just go through lights up there and say, oh, I'll just throw these bulbs in. And so what makes it easier for me is if I always use the Bluetooth fixtures, I know that I'll be able to get really close to what other lights that are already installed.
Right. I got you. Yeah. I think 99% of what Kyle sells is those Bluetooth fixtures. I mean, we get some, he's done a few without them, but other than that, most people do like the color change aspect and just the variation of white that they can get, you know? So
he needs a landscape rehaul, this guy, unless it's changed already.
Yeah.
You should sell him a new landscape job.
We'll know what it looks like when we actually get there. I'm not sure what the date on the picture was. Didn't say anything about that. But
I don't know what it says. Oh, it says October 24. Yeah, obviously that's why the dead people are on the front lawn from Halloween.
Yeah, from Halloween. Oh my God!
Spiders crawling on the house too. It's pretty cool.
So
it's a nice house.
So yeah, hopefully we get to light it up, and we might have to reach out for a little more assistance if that's okay. Maybe not, but
I'm happy to. I tell people, listen, I'm semi-retired here.
So see what I'm talking about, the porch. I mean, whether it's that one or one like it, let's say, because we haven't done one with that amount of concrete porch area to deal with. What's your opinion on that, Darren? Like,
it's concrete, so it's hard to get light there.
So what do you do? Do you come down, or do you cut it with a saw like you would going across a driveway, or what?
You really can't. The only thing you do is you can, like I said, you're going to utilize those lights those lantern lights, or what do you call them, porch lights that are on there. On the side of the house, that's going to help brighten up. But you have these two beautiful pots with junipers in them, and you can get area lights inside those pots. I did that for a project in Fort Lauderdale. I'll send you a picture.
And then how do you bring the wiring to it?
Yeah, you can see there's a wire right there from it. That's a problem because you have concrete. I mean, that's the only thing you got. Are you cutting concrete? I mean, is there any what do you call the separations, like the cut?
The
cut.
Yeah, like the expansion joints.
Expansion joint, right? That's what I'm looking for. If there's an expansion joint that it looks like there might be right next to it, and you might be able to find a way to go along the house and go down that expansion joint, and maybe move the pot over a little bit. But yeah, concrete does pose a problem, for stuff like that. But there's ways to get around that. Like I said, moonlighting is great. You can attach some of those area lights to the house to get light down on that area.
Now, Kyle probably understands that, but I've not done any moonlighting. What's moonlighting mean? Were you coming from another holder of a place that's holding the fixture itself, and you're just getting the light that's coming off the side, or what?
Yep. Cass makes a really beautiful copper light. Let me see that's what it's called here. Let me tell you what it's called. but it's a light that you can mount to you know, the foundation of your house or to the structure of your house, and it's just like it's like a street light, not a street light, you know, but that kind of a feel, like it's coming from up top down, and it's kind of,
Okay.
you know, that type of look. Let me see. I want to see if I can get you the name of the fixture, and maybe I can get you. I have it here. In let me see the landscape lighting store right here. Cast lighting. Here we go. And it's I want to see what kind of light it actually is. It's called. No, that's not it. Hang on a second. Give me one. Here it is. Okay, it's a cast called cast tree light. It's a bronze base. It's got a copper shroud to it.
Kyle asked if you're talking about a scone light.
Yeah, like those. Yeah, they're. It's the model is the CT-LED 141 or the CCTL 1C. So it's a copper. It's a cast tree light or you know, it's got that shroud, and it really just kind of cascades light onto a large surface from up top. It's really nice.
All right. Well, good
Check
deal.
them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
check them out. If you need help, I'm happy to kind of guide you. But you can't do anything without knowing what kind of light is on that. You know, kind of how it's lit up already. You know.
Right. Yeah. So I know Kyle's looking forward to it. He's going to see the guy this afternoon about 1 o'clock, I think. So
but get a budget from him. That's what I would do. I would say, look, you know, we can easily do something here for about $20,000-$30,000 with some amazing fixtures, with Bluetooth technology, with, you know, you tell them with, you can operate everything from your phone, everything be automatic, you know, that type of thing. And then you guarantee them forever till the bulbs are going to last forever. You know, I try to get as much as you can, and then you don't have to worry about the fixtures and how many fixtures, and now it's up to you to just make it beautiful. That's what I do.
I got you. All right. Well, hey, we'll let you know. We'll let you know, buddy.
Yeah, you got it. I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of your show. Again, I'm coming up at 11 o'clock. Let's talk. Let's talk about what customers are looking for. You know.
Yeah, sure. I got another opinion question since we got you on here. Heck, might as well talk for a minute, right? And it's funny. I had a guy text me this question right, I don't know, about 10 till 10 today. I said, well, hang on my show, man. I was going to talk about it on what we would do, but because we just ran into this exact same scenario just this morning. We put a truck into the shop about 2 weeks ago, right? You know, we had one of the check engine idiot lights came on it. Okay. And it's only about 20,000 miles on the truck. So we went back to the dealer, you know, in case it's something really wrong that would be a warranted item. But, you know, 2 weeks later, they still haven't looked at it. So we're going to go pick our truck up and take it somewhere else, you know.
I hate that.
I know. Well, what's your opinion? What would you do? How long would you let it sit at a dealer without them giving you any courtesy of looking at it? What would you do, Darren?
I don't. That's just awful. I don't understand. It's like just it falls into so many categories of just disrespect, your responsibility. I mean, you don't want to be around someone like that does that. I mean, when you get there, you tell them, look, I'm in business. I need this truck, you know, and for them not to even respond to you, you know. Yeah. But then again, the relationship goes both ways. I mean, maybe, you know, you have to set standards with everybody you do and say, look, you know, I need this truck. Can I have it by, you know, in 3 days? Let's set some realistic goals. And if they can't, you know, then remember everything.
But you know what they fall back on? They all fall back on. And we had this issue with them before. And the problem is any of the dealers around here, they're all the same. They really are. They fall back to, we're short on help and we can't, you know, we get it in when we can get it in. But I don't know, man. It's a little frustrating, quite honestly, you know?
I don't, yeah. I mean, you've had a relationship with them before, for a while?
Kind of. We used to buy all of our trucks from them. So it really did. We used to buy all of our trucks from them when they were close, or most of our trucks from them. And then our salesman that we had in our service, here's the problem. The service writer that we had retired. Okay. So, which he used to really take excellent care of us. And as you know, that's the key. The keys in the service writer, on getting shit done for you in a timely fashion. And, so so we don't really have a good relationship, if that makes sense, with them,
You,
But-
you know what I used to do when I had trucks. There was a company that I used to go to. I paid him. It was a little bit more. I paid him more, and he was able to. I mean, they would work overnight. I mean, especially during snow season.
Right.
The mechanics at the snow season, they were incredible. You paid a lot of money, but the thing is, what is it worth it to you? Maybe you say to them, look, get us in front. How about if we give you 10% more to get us up front or something like that? Say, let's, make us a priority somehow. Maybe you build that type of relationship with somebody. It's all about money these days, right? They want to make money and they're just doing what it takes to keep going.
Yeah.
So, it's a shame. They're going to lose you. Instead of turn that relationship around and say, look, how about if I pay you a little bit more to get it done?
To get it done. Yeah. What's it going to take to get ahead of in the line, But I don't
say that. That's the Northeast mentality. That's what I grew up with, living in the Northeast next to the Gambinos,
Yep.
Yo, what does it take?
What's
what I got to give you?
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I was curious since I had you on the phone how you would handle it. I mean, there's no sense in going up there and being all rude and frustrated and mad and that whole scenario. I mean, that's not going to do anything but get you put further behind. So
what is it?
We're just going to go pick it up.
You had done? What do you haven't done?
Well, we don't know. It's got a check. It's one of the check engine idiot lights came on. I can't remember which one it was now. But it's, one of the lights that pop up. Truck seems to be running fine, but we're high on maintenance. If something's not right, get it looked at and get it fixed before something really goes wrong, kind of thing.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? This is kind of good here. How many crews are you running?
I don't know. 6, 7, 8. I don't
know. I mean, that's a lot. 6, 7 crews. That's a lot. Why don't you have a mechanic?
Oh, because we don't have enough work to justify that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because most of we keep our fleet pretty new. So
yeah,
we don't have, it's not like hoses are busting and we need to do brakes or calipers or, you know what I'm saying? We don't have enough work to have a mechanic.
What about, well, the reason why I'm asking is because they're like what about service, like greasing up everything, on a regular basis, changing the oils on all the machines and,
No, we do our own equipment maintenance, but not our.
Yeah, but who does that? Who does that?
We do here.
Like who's we?
Our guys.
Yeah, but who specifically who? Like which guys? Like your foreman or?
Yeah, we got a couple of guys here that are capable of doing it. Not everybody, but we got a couple guys that take care of that end of it.
Do those guys also do the work, like landscape work?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why don't you find do you guys have
because we don't need it. I don't see.
No,
we're doing very little mowing now, Darren. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I've got 7 subcontractors that mow 90% of our property.
Oh, that's right. I remember. And I met one of those guys that one day. When we were out there.
So I've got 7 guys that do most of our mowing. We're mowing. I don't know. Wayne's Lawn Service in house is mowing maybe 120, 118, something like that. The rest of it's all getting done, getting mowed by subs. So
love it.
So, we don't have, it ain't like we got lawnmowers that need to be dealt with every day any longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. And it makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. I thought, I didn't realize, I forgot you doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't have the work to justify somebody sitting back here waiting for a belt to break.
It's funny. If do you have a minute? Can I bring?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm a big advocate on subs, but building a relationship with your subs, not just having subs, bidding out work. That these people if you keep them tight, that they get all your work. That's that kind of sub. Not I'm going to bid out a bunch of subs and then whoever is the cheapest. That's not how I bid, right? So, that's how I built my business, and it was attractive to the guys that bought my business. And then it came up a few weeks ago. They said, Darren, we're thinking about bringing everything back in house. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? and we're not even doing, we don't do service. We don't do maintenance at all. But they were thinking about bringing everything. I said, are you kidding me? Do you realize
They don't realize
back
that
into
headache they're getting ready to cause themselves.
You want to start? I mean, we finally vetted everything out, got everything the way it was, attractive enough to have you buy into my business, and now you want to change it like that? And we went over it, and at the end of the day, I'm like, you want to buy all this equipment and maintain it, and these trucks that break down, and blah blah blah. And after a while, they finally said, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But you remember how many times you go back and forth with that, right?
Well, what they're doing, they're looking at gross margin and not net margin.
Right.
That's
true.
That's because they're pretty intelligent guys from what I remember,
Yep.
So they're looking at gross margins and not net margins and thinking, man, how much are we leaving in that gap?
Yeah. Well, it's, that's who we are as entrepreneurs. We're constantly trying to think and rethink and adjust and make, modifications to our business. Well, how come this isn't working? Let's make, and then you kind of go full circle, but you can't. You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah. So it's always an exciting adventure. Yeah. I'm glad you talked them out of that for their own good and maybe yours, right?
I just think that the more people that you have, the more relationships that you build, and that, just that, listen, if you start doing it yourself, you start closing off yourself, and you become competition to everybody, and then no one wants to work with you. What if you get stuck? What if you need somebody and you have enough work that you can't handle, but you want to be able to run it? It's good to have relationships that would be there for you and as support. I just think in the long run, I think it's better off that you're not shutting people out,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Corey said it sounds like they're trying to step over $1 to get a dime.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're really, you're right. They're smart people and they have to think things through, but they are, remember, they're going in their mind, they're going through in the last 3 months what I went through in the last 40
years. Yeah.
And
that's the nice part about buying something from like you is they don't have to go through those school of hard knocks,
keep going back. It's funny. I have to talk them off the ledge. I mean, that's a good thing. That's what I am to them now as their consultant, which is great. They're great. Like I said, they're smart kids that are really wanting to learn, but they come up with things that I went through 20 years ago, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
It's so funny,
So.
Boy, I should get you to help them to get you to talk them off the ledge sometimes. Here, talk to Wayne about that.
Yeah.
Wayne says.
Be happy to do it. Be happy to do it.
Just listen to one of his shows.
Yeah. So what is what's going on exciting up in New Jersey these days, man? Anything?
Now we're sitting here waiting, doing the waiting game here for my daughter to have.
Yeah, you got a grandbaby coming here. What, in July, isn't it?
Yeah, July 16th is the due date. Yeah.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like.
How much has Renee already went out and bought, or you? And
no,
come on now, tell the truth.
Well, no, we haven't bought anything yet because the kids have everything, and we're excited. With me, the kid's going to be with me as much as possible. That's my goal. That was my end game to get up here. That's why I said, my daughter's got an amazing job at the school district as a math coach, and she's going to want to further her career. And I said, I'm going to be here for her. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to be grandpa. I'm going to be grandpa. A poppy baby.
They figured out what they're calling you yet?
They want to call me Poppy.
Poppy.
Yeah, they want to call me Poppy. I don't know.
That's all right. That was all right. Yeah.
Whatever
Jane came up for Lolly and Pop for me and her. She was Lolly. Yeah, so we were Lolly and Pop.
Lolly and Pop. That's great.
Don't figure that,
That's great. Lollipop. I love it.
Yeah.
Because they're suckers.
I can't wait.
Because you're suckers for your grandkids, you know?
Exactly right. What a great concept. I never heard of that. Fantastic.
Oh, Lord.
And you're a good pop too. You're definitely a good pop. I know
well,
that.
thanks. I appreciate that. So,
And real quick about Turf Up Radio, just like I talked about Billy Deal with the Landscape Show.
yeah.
You guys got to think we're going to really try to help them out. We're going to create a podcast for them, like we did with Quip Expo. So we can we can do the interviews through their podcast. They're really excited about joining, or partnering with us. So we're excited about that. And that could be a good trip down to Orlando in August. And I talked to Brian Horn from Lawn and Landscape Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he texted me this morning. We're going to get together and do more work with them again. So excited about that. Just anything we can do to help the industry is big. And then you have one of my heroes coming on
Richard
July 9th. That company is insane. I'm telling you. And they're not getting enough recognition. People are trying to, they have that show, that live event, the Gardenland live event. It turns out people are trying to do knockoffs on that. They were the first to bring all battery power companies together. They are insanely smart. They're so brilliant. And I'm so proud of them. Toa too. They're just partners. They do not financially advise. They don't support us financially. If anybody's listening, we don't really do that. They're just great partners. They're like-minded professionals, and they're figuring things out that, oh my God, wait till you hear. I can't wait for the live interview on your show. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have Richard on July 9th, a week from today.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. I know I talked to him a little bit out at the Expo. I think it was last year, might have been the year before. I can't remember now, but super nice. You are right. Very super nice group of people. And Carissa's
Immediately when
great
I met them
as well.
When I met them a couple of years ago, I want all listeners to meet these people too. You're not out of reach for you to talk to them. They're great people, great relationship people. I talk to Carissa often, but she's in California, but we talk very, very often just because we get along so well. And I know she would get along with your listeners. Anybody wants to reach out to them specifically and talk to them, but they can. And don't feel like these are just people that we talk to. We're just bridging the gap for our industry.
We're just bridging the gap for the industry. Yeah. They are very down to earth. I will say that anybody that I've talked to, they have been very down to earth and willing to talk to anybody, about their products. It's really not, it's a pleasant feeling, really, it really is.
Yeah, I would suggest anybody to reach out to these people. They love to have these conversations and they want to help. But I'll tell you what, that PDM blows my mind. When I first met, I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm always plugging in too many battery powered the chargers, and then everything's blowing. And they created this system. Like, how do they do that? There are knockoffs now that you can buy, but there's none that's better than Toa, and that just impresses me. But the technology behind it, and the brilliance behind it. So I can't wait to hear that interview.
Yeah, it'd be a great guy to talk to. And it's the behind the name. I don't want to give my whole interview away, but I mean just a little research, that I've done with it. Just on their name. Toa, and I don't know if you knew this or not, Darren, you may, but the meaning behind the name is long lasting.
Isn't it? It's a Oriental word.
Yes, it's an Oriental word, and the translation into English is universal and long lasting. So
it's like that infinity sign.
Yes.
That's why they incorporated it into that, because it just keeps going on and on and on.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to Richard again. I can't remember if it was Richard I talked to or the other gentleman there.
Rob.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah.
Richard's the father, Chris's father, and then the other. I think the guy. I don't remember who you talked to either. I saw a picture, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was with you talking to. I think we were together.
Yeah.
the Equip Expo. By the way, we're going to be at the Equip Expo. You, my man, you can have your own booth. You're going to have your own booth.
It's going to be nice to have a booth out there again and have plenty of people stopping in and doing interviews with us. And
King will have his throne too.
yeah, the king will
What?
be a.
We'll get you a
We'll get
throne.
him a
for the-
throne chair to sit in.
No, that's silly.
That'd be
The
fun.
king and the prophet.
There
The
you go.
king and the prophet. We should do a promo. The
Just
king
need
and
a
the prophet.
jester now.
Yeah, right. Who would that be? I
Uh,
wonder.
I think we have quite a few candidates for that.
I'm not going to name them though.
Oh no, probably be best not to, for real.
Yeah, that's funny.
The
But,
names are
we're gonna-
changed to protect the
I
innocent.
want to talk to you guys about the booth, about how what I'm envisioning, how we can dress it up, because now we have an opportunity to make it our own. We're not in the green industry pros booth this year, but we're going because we have our own booth, but we're going to be on the H&A side, the west wing. So it's going to be really cool. And what's great about it, we have there's an entrance to the building that's right there too, and we're next to the drone zone. And I think it's going to, we've always been on by the equipment side. Now we're going to be on the hardscape side, which is great. It's going to be able to cover all that as well. So I think we'll do a lot bigger, better job than being able to cover the whole floor. Because usually we just stick around that. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, Katie and they'll do most of the floor interviews. But do you guys, does Daniel usually go over to the H&A side?
Good question. I really can't remember, honestly. I don't really remember ever going over to that side.
I think this is a great opportunity for us to do that, right?
Yeah, get
It'd
some
be-
new people to recognize the name.
Yeah, for sure. And that's my blood, hardscaping. That's what this runs in my blood. So I'm excited to see that. Joe Raboyne's going to be close by with Bellegarde. He's going to come by and he'll hang out with you and you can talk to him a little bit about that. But there's so many new people that we can try to talk to. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, good deal, Darren. Well, hey, I'll let you hop off here and take a break for a second before you hop on with your show here in about 19 minutes or 17 minutes. So
thank you.
I appreciate you hopping on with me, and I appreciate your help on that lighting, and we'll keep you informed on how that project goes.
Yeah, let me know if I can help. I'd be happy to do that.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
appreciate your help. Thanks a lot. All right, see you, bye. Appreciate Darren hopping on there with us and giving us a little advice on that lighting job that we're going to look at. And Kyle's going to blow it out of the water, I know. And we're looking forward to that. And true that. Going to be a nice one. But Daniel's got something he's going to take in there.
Yeah, this is from our research department, our producer. He said, shadow producer. He said, as of, I think we recalculated actually tonight, or I guess technically tomorrow. This morning at 12:01. So we're officially on the other side of being closer to the year 2050 than the year 2000. I want to do something this year for the Equip Expo, kind of a visitor guide, if you will, for people.
Yeah,
so
that'd be fun.
Kind of put it out there in the profit circle and on our social media and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of times you catch yourself going somewhere and doing the same thing over and over and over, and you don't try anything new. And there is a lot of good opportunities for.
Yeah, well, we'll talk to our resident restaurant expert, our ghost producer. He likes to go to.
Yeah, he does. They do quite a few different places.
Some good recommendations for that.
So,
especially if you're going to be here for more than just a day, try out some good stuff.
True that. So, with that being said, we one thing I wanted to talk a little bit about today is drive-by estimates, Daniel. And it's kind of a change of pace of where we've been all day. We're going from, landscape lighting to Expo to drive-by estimates. And, and I know it seems like it's fast and easy and a lot of different things come into play with them. But I would just like to throw it out there that, even though they seem fast and you think you're pretty good at doing it, potentially there's a lot of ways to lose money with a drive-by estimate. A drive-by estimate means you guys know exactly what I mean. I don't even think I have to explain it, but I'd be willing to say most of us have pulled up to a house or pulled up to a small commercial facility and drove through the parking lot and said, okay, it's going to be 10 yards of mulch, 7 hours on the hedges. You start throwing numbers down or writing them down or whatever you're doing with them to retain them. And, 2.7 hours on mowing. And, we start just making stuff up based on our gut, which I'll be the first one to say sometimes your gut's very, very accurate. But still, we owe it to ourselves to get out of the vehicle. And if for nothing more than to impress the client that you actually took a minute to do something for them.
Yeah. Well, talking about 2.7 hours of mowing, just as an example, I mean, most people are probably going to be the other way, like, oh, this is going to be 3 hours.
3 hours, right.
In reality, it might be 2.7, and you might think, oh, well, it's just, 0.3, but that over time
is a big deal.
It's going to be a big deal.
See, I just told on myself kind of like, okay, I don't do drive-by estimates or 2.7 when to come out. It'd been like 3 hours or 2.5 hours or, we round.
Yeah, the rounding is where, especially, I mean, not really especially, but when you do look at bigger things, those point whatevers multiply.
And make a big deal. Corey makes a really valid point too. And I think realistically, most people that would be tracking this would have a similar situation, but he said he's noticed a big drop off in close rates by not doing in-person estimates for maintenance.
Huh. Yeah.
He said,
I could see that. Some people
it shortens the time wasted, but conversations are lost.
Yeah, you lose the personal feel.
You lose that personal feel of the client, of them appreciating the fact that you came out, and you really, what I found is, when you do that drive-by estimate, you don't have time to find out really why they're changing. They may told you it was cost, or they may said it was quality, but how many times don't you look at a property though and you think this place looks pretty good? I mean, sometimes it looks bad, but sometimes on the, it's the other side of that. It's a 180-degree difference of, hey, this place doesn't look that bad. I wonder what the real problem is. And that's where if you're there talking to somebody, you do get an opportunity, whether it's residential or commercial, to find out some things about, why are they really changing? And that conversation can be invaluable. Now, we are limited on time. I am, you are, we all are. We all get 24 hours a day. But, whether we're doing a mowing estimate, a fert and weed estimate, a mulch and trim estimate, fill in the blank on what it is, holiday lighting, landscape, a landscape lighting job, I could look at the front of a house now and say, okay, that's going to be 9 fixtures or 8 fixtures or whatever, and come up with a cost to do that. To Darren's point, not necessarily a fixture cost, but a price that we're going to charge for that. And, right. We just got to be careful with that.
And I think the bigger ticket jobs especially deserve and require some personal touch and feel.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
If you're trying to sell somebody something that's $5,000 or more, I mean, to most people, that's a good chunk of change, and they want to feel like they're being taken care of in a little bit more elevated of a way. And it's funny because the same people that will be like, oh man, I got to do drive-by estimates to save time are going to be a lot of times the same people that are not optimizing other efficiencies, like utilizing softwares for CRM and for payment methods, and they're picking up checks on every job. So they're losing money in other ways by, losing time, but then they think, oh, I have to be super, what they think is efficient on the estimate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I tell you, we're going to revisit this whole drive-by estimate thing, because I've got a whole half a sheet of notes that I want to talk on about it. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and hop off here for today. I appreciate Darren. I appreciate you hopping on with me today and talking to us about our landscape lighting. project that we got coming up and the expo coming up. And you guys keep in mind and be thinking about the drive-by estimate side of things, because it's certainly an area that can get us all in trouble for sure. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I was going to say Friday, but we're off Friday. I don't know. Maybe
do a Thursday show.
we might do a Thursday show for Friday. We might be back on tomorrow.
Thursday.
Thursday. So, hey, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned right here for Darren the King Gruner coming up next with some great discussion, I'm sure, that's going to help each and every one of us. And by all means, have a great day, great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Be careful. And remember, profit's not a dirty word.